Hey everyone, the game I have for you today is a game that was sent to me by a viewer of mine yesterday. And when I saw this game, I knew that I had to make it into a video because it is a remarkable game. And you'll see just why I thought so. This game was played between two 200s. My viewer, we're going to be seeing the game from the black perspective here because my viewer is Elo Pro 3 against Yunus Shafibat, who is rated 217. All right, so what do we have in this video here? In this game, we have e4, e5. So far, so good. We get knight f3. This is looking like a game between two grandmasters, really. And after 5 moves, you look at the position. Well, I guess this is the 5th move. You look at the position. This is a game between two high-level intermediates at the very least, right? Right. You're gonna see. We get bishop to g5. Now, this is. You might your eyes might be lighting up as you try to find a small tactic here with bishop takes f3. Because after bishop here, you can win a piece over here with bishop takes, knight takes, and here. But actually, that doesn't quite work because here after queen takes f3, you cannot take the bishop because of queen takes f7 with this bishop on c4. So very important to keep your eye out for tactics, but in this case, it doesn't quite work. Nevertheless, here we get the move f6. Which is a fine move, kicks out the bishop, but things are about to get spicy real fast because we get the move g5 here, attacking the bishop again, forcing it to go back, and now h5, hitting, going forward, cramping up the bishop and threatening to trap it with the move h4. And here, unfortunately, our opponent with the white pieces, Yunus does not understand the threat and instead chooses to castle his king. And now after h4, his bishop is sadly just trapped over here with no squares to go at all. So, how does white get out of this bind? By taking the pawn, right? Take the pawn, sacrifice the knight so that you can get your bishop out, right? Right. Well, turns out both players miss that in this position, the queen is simply hanging because the knight was actually pinned. The move before, the knight was pinned to the queen. So when the knight moves, the queen is simply for the taking. And now after g takes h4 here, queen takes g4 actually is completely winning for white because after h takes in g3, you might even be able to play a move like here, but the bishop can take the knight on g1 over here. This is actually a draw because of, I think, either pawn takes or rook takes on h2. But after the queen and the bishop both look at the knight on g8. So after a simple move like this, what is the move actually here? Oh, it's queen here, and this is I actually don't know what the move is. It's queen g6. Oh, it's queen g6, because after queen g6, the king has to move. If here, then the knight blocks. But after queen g6, there is no more ways to guard the king here, and the king has to move. So that's the way to win for white. But you'd wish that happens. But after g takes h4, bishop takes h4 is played here. Not only losing the queen, but also losing the bishop here on h4. So here, black finally takes the queen here, seeing that it's hanging. And after the rook recaptures, black recaptures on h4. And from now on out, watch black play like a grandmaster. King f1 played. First of all, let's take a moment to analyze the move king f1. Because what's the logic behind it, right? You're currently guarding h2. You're no longer guarding h2. Immediately, rook h2 is possible, right? I get it. You're trying to run away with the king. You're trying to go here. You're trying to, maybe get over to the other side of your rook and keep your king safe. But it simply is too slow, as after knight h6, knight d5, Here, black comes up with f5. And after the pawn takes on f5, sacrifice the rook. Not quite. I mean, it is a sacrifice of the rook, because after knight takes c7, king d7, and knight takes a8 here, black has simply lost the rook for no reason, it seems. But in this position, Elo Pro comes up with rook takes h2. And as you can see by the evaluation, this game is done and dusted. There is nothing more for white here. White tries king to e2, but in this position, black has several ways to win, several forced mates, but our viewer chooses the most fancy, the flashiest way to go down, and sacrifices the bishop. And bishop takes f2 is played. So after bishop takes f2, all right, white takes. What's the big deal? Queen takes g2. King to e3. If the king goes to this square, then queen to e2 or queen f2 is mate. So king to e3, and now queen f2. King goes to e4, and now queen to e2 check. And now the king has no squares to go to except d5. The king's last square is on d5, and now Elo Pro ends the game in style with a sideways queen move that ends the game and checkmates white, and that is queen to g2 checkmate. What a game, right? There were three parts to this game. There was the perfect opening, and then there was the part where no one knew what was happening because they don't know the opening at all. And then there was the chaotic middle game where everything was blundered. Queens, pieces, everything was blundered. And then there was the perfect end game where black played like an actual tactician, like a surgeon, and cleaned things up in style, with precision, with class, with technique, with everything that you can imagine. And after queen here, the king hunt is over with the move queen to g2. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did when I saw it, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. And do check me out in my stream. That'll happen later today in the afternoon, maybe about 2 or 2:30 or maybe 3 in the afternoon Pacific time. So with that, I hope you have a good day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.